So there's like, we'll rattle off like 3 thoughts. One is, I would say Nouns is more an organization than it is an NFT collection.
Okay.
Or it's an organization disguised as an NFT collection. So it's like, I think it's much more useful to think through Nouns as more of a startup than it is just like an art project, because it has working treasury, it's creating products, it's creating protocols, and there's all these interesting dynamics that just make it this net new thing. I think there will be as many NounsDAOs as there are companies, brands, projects. It's the same themselves. It's not to say that every single NounsDAO that gets created is going to have hundreds of ETH flowing through it every day, but I think there will be for this. I think this feels like the ideal form factor to start a brand or a project in its earliest stages. And yeah, I guess like through this like organizational lens, like what's really happening here is that like capital is accruing in a treasury to achieve some shared goal. And in the Nouns case, it's to propagate the sunglasses symbol, the ideology and vision that comes with that. But the Zora DAO, if it was in this form, would have very different goals and visions and very different types of people who would want to contribute to that. Similarly, for like Zoratopia in this format, that would attract very different attention from people who want to contribute to Zoratopia and get that to Coachella size in 2 years from now. It's less about only winning attention. Obviously, like attention is part of it, but this is not just like art and imagery or like a pure meme we're looking at. It's actually like, what is this treasury like creating and accruing into it outside of just selling the meme itself, which I think is only now becoming obvious in Nouns, because it's starting to accrue things into the treasury that aren't ETH. It's accruing 1 in every 10 little nouns. Is going to accrue ownership in the Nouns builder. It's going to accrue ownership in every other protocol and team that decides to build for that ecosystem. But I think that can play out for all sorts of different brands, like on the fashion side. Quite literally, I think every brand probably starts as something like this in the future. When you're buying a Noun NFT, you're buying ownership in the brand. And that brand can be applied to many different contexts and products and applications.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think that's one thing that you guys have done really, really well at Zora is like, but I always tell people that your developer docs are my favorite developer docs I've seen in crypto. And like, it's very, very clear when you go and look at everything that you guys have created that like you have this extremely cohesive brand and that you're very intentional about kind of having everything kind of feel the same and have the same kind of like interactions and vibes and aesthetics. And like, I very much so appreciate that because I think it makes such a difference to just have like that brand loyalty and people who want to keep coming back to your stuff and recognize what you're doing.